Okay. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. We have Ben here, who's been my host for the last couple of weeks. And Ben, I want you to do the introduction.
Okay, sure. Um, Welcome back, everyone, to Ringo Zhang's YouTube channel, where every week we discuss and educate Ringo's viewers on Toronto real estate. My name is Benjamin, and with me is obviously Ringo Zhang. Today, we are discussing whether purchasing a property for your kid or child is a good or a bad idea. I personally do have loads of questions for Ringo, as he has promised to answer them live on camera with integrity and honesty and to the best of his abilities. Um, so before we start, Ringo, I'd just like to ask you one question first. I would like to know more about the last 20-year, like Toronto real estate market pricing, as I do think it is relevant to today's topic.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just going to share my screen, and it's no surprise that the last 20 years for the real estate on the Toronto real estate market have been skyrocketing. It has to do with many factors. Okay. First of all, obviously, will be the intensification, and then second of all is that Toronto real estate price is driven by population growth. Okay. And also low interest rate, and as well as their overall increase in the GDP. Okay. So I'm just going to show you guys this chart here. Okay. So basically, 20 years ago, we're going back to year 2000. Okay, a condominium in Toronto will cost somewhere in the so we're going back. We can see on the graph right here, on the chart right on the top right corner. Do you see
Mhm.
it?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what happened is during that time, we have all right. Welcome back because we have some technical difficulties. So that's why we need to restart it again. Okay. So speaking of Toronto, real estate statistic, we can take a look at what happened to the condominium. Okay. And then back then it was only like 145,000. Okay. And now when you're talking about like a condominium in downtown or in Toronto itself, it's 640,000. So it's like four times. Okay. So and back then we are talking about a detached house, which is going to be 250,000. Okay. Now is now as of March 2021, the detached house in Toronto itself is 1.178. Okay, the most the sector that increased the most is actually freehold townhouses. Okay, which is 215,000. Okay, and now it becomes uh 1.115. Okay, so at the end of the day, we see at least like 4 to 6 times increase in value in every single of the sector. Okay, with the detached have more to increase because they have more to begin with. Condo have less, is less, relatively less compared to the others. But then one thing that is worth to look at is that the housing price keep increasing year over year. And I think it's important when we're talking about this topic, whether or not it's a good thing to buy for a child, uh, uh, to let their parents know and to let the kids know, will it be beneficial for them if they buy for a child? Because I myself have a son. Okay, I already bought a small one-bedroom condo for him. Okay,
Mhm.
just in case, for the future, he have a place to live, right? And I think something that come across with Bill Gates that I really like his quote is that you want to have enough for them to do everything, but you don't want to have enough for them to do nothing, right?
No, that's fair.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be a very good topic because this topic is going to drive another topic that is going to be more beneficial to the client, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Okay, so just to review it a little bit, our topic today is whether you should purchase a place for your house or for your kid. So the reason why I asked Ringo to answer maybe why Toronto real estate in the last 20 years, like what are the changes, what are the differences? The reason why is because the next question I'm going to ask is actually quite relevant. So Ringo, what are some things that maybe someone should consider when purchasing a place for the kid? Like,
I think going back to my original quote is that you want to have enough for them to do everything, but you don't want to have enough for them to do nothing. Like because what happens is when you are purchasing something for your kids, basically what you're doing is to ensure that what you buy is going to fight against the inflation, right? So you don't have to buy a dream house for them. You don't have to buy a house and assuming that they're going to live in. Okay, you just have to buy a house that can ensure you to will have the biggest gain and to fight against inflation, which we will have in the next 10 years or so, due to the low interest rate, due to the government printing off money. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the issues that maybe someone would need to know about before purchasing something for their kids?
Well, going back is that some of the issues that some of the seller are going to bring their 7 or 8 years old kids to their condo or to the townhouse inside and ask if their kids is going to like it. And also a lot of the seller, a lot of the buyer actually is assuming that their kids is going to study U of T. Okay, but however, so that's why like if you see the prices near U of T, it's been skyrocketing, and also people are craving for U of T because they think that their son is going to live in it. I just want to mention to you guys that the chances your son is going to live in it is extremely low. Okay, it's nearly zero. So what you want is that you want to find a place whereas you can rent out for sure. Okay, and also not just that you can rent out, but there will be a capital appreciation. Okay, because at the end of the day, maybe like 20-30 years after, your son is going to sell it for sure. Okay, to buy off their dream home.
Okay, interesting. So let me get this straight.
Yep.
So you're basically saying whether they like the place that you purchased for them or not, either way, there's going to be capital gain. Either way, there's going to be rental income. And in the future, whether they like it or not, you can sell it.
Yeah, you can always sell it, to be honest.
For a profit, of course.
For a profit, obviously, because I always show you on the graph that our market is going up every single year. So here comes to another question: when you are purchasing, like for your kids, what are the capital gain, right? So
hold on, Ringo. I haven't seen your screen yet.
You haven't seen my screen yet? Okay.
It's starting to. It's just starting to share.
Give me 1 second, okay? 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Do you see that?
Yes,
okay. Okay. So when it comes to capital gain, we are looking at, okay, so let's just assume that we just bought a place, a downtown studio for 500,000 today. Okay.
500K.
As of today. Okay. It's 2021. Okay, May. And then and then like maybe like 15 years later, okay, 2036, the property becomes something that is like 1 million. Okay, so therefore, in that 1 million, okay, you're making 500K profit, right?
From the capital appreciation. Yeah.
From the capital appreciation. Okay. However, this is only 500K on the paper, right? You still have to pay for the renovation costs. Okay, and then
home improvements.
Home improvement. You still have to pay commission. Obviously, we all have to make a living. Okay. Okay. You still have to pay the lawyer fees. Okay. A lot of things. So together, I assume I will just break it down easily here. So it will be 1 million. It will be around like 35K for commission. Okay, and then you have 2K for what's that called? 2K for the lawyer fees, and then we have another like 20K for renovation. Okay, so together, if you count that, I will just make it easier. It will be around another 3K that's miscellaneous, because sometimes you can have not just commission, not just renovation, but you can have all sort of for example, like moving out furniture, things like that. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I call it miscellaneous. You name it. So altogether, it's 60K over here. Okay. So therefore, it's going to be 440K. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay.
So for that 440K, how much is it going to be subject to tax? Okay. Because of the fact that you got is holding for 15 years. Okay. So that's 440K. 220K is going to be subject to tax. Subject to tax. Okay. So
interesting.
Okay, so basically it's only like 440K is your profit. Okay. And then 220K will be subject to tax. Okay. So it depends on your income, right? So if your income is like if you just start off and your income is like 50K, then you have to pay approximately 100K for the tax. However, if you want to lower your tax, there are ways to do it. I think in the next couple of episodes, I will find an accountant and show you guys how to reduce your capital gain. Okay.
Yes, that would be very useful.
I understand that. So capital gain and also 100K. I know that 100K tax may sound a little bit crazy, but at the end of the day, you can always lower it by buying our RSP. Okay. You can lower it by buying RSP. Yeah, so on and so forth. And there are all sort of ways to help you to do it. For example, setting up a trust account, setting up a company that may help you to
lower your tax bracket,
to lower your capital gain tax. Okay. But however, like a lot of people are complaining, oh, okay, why should I buy a house right now if I'm going to pay like 100K profit? If you don't buy a house right now, there's no way that you're making like 440K profit, right? So in a way, if you can pay 100K tax, it's a good thing. I don't know if you agree with me or not. It's just like if you're making 500K, obviously you have to pay some tax, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So So those are the capital gain that they have to be concerned about.
Mhm.
And I think for the first time home buyer, I mean, like for when people are buying out for their kids and stuff, just make sure that they are not really borrowing out their credit card loan to buy,
Fair.
right?
Okay, so don't
Because
acquire too much debt before you purchase it.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, only buy it when you have when the cost of carrying is low. And I think one thing that's worth to mention is only buy, as I'm just going to write down here, only buy property that offer you rental yield. The reason I'm saying that is because when you're purchasing for your kids, obviously you're purchasing it for long term, right? So even though as much as you're gonna say, if I buy a farmland in Markham or if I buy a farmland in Stouffville right now, they got to be appreciated more than every single product out there. But however, but then those land don't offer any rental yield, so the carrying cost is very high for you. You want to buy something with the carrying cost being low. Okay, so ideally, you want to buy something that your mortgage and your maintenance going to be combined can almost cover your costs. Okay, your cash flow. So and I think nowadays if you put down like 35% down, it's good. It's going to be very easy for you to cover it. Yeah.
Okay, so as long as, well, basically as long as our cash flow is positive or at least neutral, you should be fine.
Yeah. So buy something that is cash flow positive or neutral. Okay. Don't overstretch yourself.
Okay, fair. Okay. Just one more question before we move on. What kind of pre-construction or what kind of projects would you recommend for this specific type of scenario?
I think I'm going to recommend something that have a long-term closing. Okay.
Right. Okay. Very logical. Yeah.
I'm just going to write down just to make sure that you guys all know long-term closing.
Okay.
Something that, because with long-term closing is that, for example, if you buy something right now and then by year 2025 or 2026, that's 5 years later, basically you get to know whether or not your kids is going to live in it. Okay, and something that you don't have to worry, and there are no carrying costs if you buy for long-term closing. Yeah.
Fair. Okay. Understood. Yeah. Okay. So then let's just say, so now I guess we're gonna move on to the next segment, but I guess this is the buy or buy segment with whether I'm gonna ask Ringo to introduce some maybe projects that are good or not good, that are attractive to the viewers and me as well. Given that what we just talked about, maybe long-term closing, low down payment, is there something similar to that?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I don't know if you can see my screen here.
Yes, we can. I can see your iPad.
Yeah. So, I see. Give 1 second. Yep. So you're able to see my screen right now. Okay. So basically, today I'm just going to introduce you guys prime condo. Okay, whether or not it's a buy or buy. Okay. So one thing that we'll look at when it comes to a pre-construction project is obviously the location, amenities, developer, area development, and my floor plan picks for this one is very limited because it's only limited inventory out there, and also the cost analysis. And then at the end of the day, I'm just going to give out my opinion, honest opinion. I can assure you that it's an honest opinion from me that whether or not we should buy or buy. Okay, so talk about this project. Basically, it's located on Cabbage Town. Okay, Jarvis and College. It's 46-story, and there are 595 units over there. Okay, so the developer is Center Court, and the architect is a well-known architect called IBI Group. They're the one who is building Sugarloaf. They're the one who is building Festival. Okay, so together we're looking at, but like together we're looking at the developer here. Developer Center Court has been building a lot of project in Toronto. Okay, I will go in depth on it afterward. So the price that we are looking at in this project will be starting from 1445 per square foot. Okay, and it's ranging from 500,000. Okay, it's starting from 500,000. We still have a studio that's available. That's 500,000. Okay, and the good thing about this project is that the deposit is only 10% for the first year. So location, okay, when we're talking about location, okay, this location is close to Ryerson University. It's near TDC College Station. Okay, it has many bus stop. Okay, and I would say you will be able to walk into the major employment hub in the GTA. Okay, amenities as usual. They are going to have all this kind of amenities. For example, if you guys go to some of the Center Court building in Index condo, like 70 Temperance, 85 Wood, okay, they have a lot of amenities inside that is very unique. And I myself owned a Greek condo years ago, and I've sold it afterward. The amenities itself is the gym they have is like an actual gym, okay, whereas you can really work out and do your cardio there. So developer and analysis, I don't want to put it down on paper because I just want to give my overall feeling, okay, toward the developer. Center Court has been very experienced in terms of building out a project, but the one thing that I think they can be improved on is that when it comes to doing assignment and when it comes to explaining the implicit cost to the buyer, Center Court tend to hide a lot of implicit cost to the buyer. So let me give you an example. I purchased a Greek condo before. Okay, and what happened is at the end of the day, when it comes to final closing, I have 15,000 of park levy that I wasn't aware of. Even my lawyer wasn't aware of.
Wow.
Okay, so basically, no other developer that I know have this kind of fees, but then Center Court do have. And for some reason, I don't know how come they are the only developer. They're not the most experienced, but then they are the only developer that can go straight to occupancy. I know many, like 2 or 3 years ago, many people are arguing with me, like, how come we have to pay occupancy fees? Okay, it just doesn't make sense. It's not fair to me. Okay, but let me tell you one thing: if you want to assign your unit, you want the occupancy period, because during the occupancy period is the best way to assign your unit. And what Center Court did is that 6 months before occupancy, I'm talking about 6 months before occupancy, you have to assign your unit right away. Okay, so what is that telling you? You have to start at a lower price if you plan to assign your unit. So overall, I think the developer needs some improvement, okay, toward their consumer on explaining the hidden costs. Okay, so I think I think our system should be honest. Okay, not I don't mind paying that 15K, but I don't think that is a good idea to have something that is surprising me at the end. Okay, because I might be short of cash, right?
Okay. Of course.
Anyway, talking about this project, if you look at the average price on Cabbagetown, and thanks for Iris helping me wrapping this up, it has been increasing a lot recently. Okay, from year 2015, it was $481 per square foot, and now it's $863 per square foot. But here's the thing. I know that for pre-construction project, obviously we are looking at something that is way more expensive than like 20 or 30 years old condo, or even like 5 or 10 years old condo, because it's brand new, because it's something that you buy in like 5 or 6 years. But however, when you're looking at project in Center Court, this project is $600 per square foot more than the usual price. So if I break it down to percentage, it's almost 75% premium.
Yeah, increase in premium. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, increase of premium. So let's just assume that no, I don't have to assume actually. If you look at what happened in Greek condo right now, it's been selling for like $1,100 per square foot. And also, Greek condo is a way better location than this location. We're talking about another $300 per square foot premium. Okay, so can we make it back, that $300 per square foot? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. As of now, I don't know much development on Cabbagetown. Okay, I know that along. So I'm just going to show you guys the map here. Okay, it's 381. Okay, so I know for the fact that there will be a huge revitalization so we're talking about Jarvis and Carlton here. Okay, I know for the fact that there will be a huge revitalization on east of Yan, east of Jarvis. Okay, all the way to Regent Park. But then for the fact being is that I don't think this area over here have really, let me draw it up for you guys. This area right here have really a huge revitalization take place. Okay, it only happened in those areas right here. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
So at the end of the day, I don't see the value of having this of appreciating in the next 5 years. And one of the good or bad thing about Center Court is that they are very on time on their building. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So in the next 3 or 4 years, can this area be developed? I highly doubt it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I doubt it. Like you.
I don't think so.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay. So when we are looking at, so going back to my slide, if you can see my screen here, you can see my screen here, right?
No, not yet. Yes, no. Yes. Now I do.
Okay. So going back to my slide is that we are talking about Center Court. We're talking about, sorry about that. We're talking about Center Court here. Should we buy or buy? Okay. My opinion is that we should let go of this project because it has a high premium. Okay. The location is not ideal. And trust me, there will be something good coming up very soon. Okay. So that's it for my analysis today.
Okay, awesome. So before we wrap this up, I'd like to just kind of select random YouTube comments that I just see.
Okay.
And if you could, maybe you could just answer a few of them if you like. So the first one is by Aaron Chung. He said, what about buying a studio? I don't want my son to live in jail, but that's what I can afford.
Um.
Yeah, I think he means a small space.
Okay. Okay. Put it this way. I don't think studio is really like a jail, because if you look at what happened to people in New York, how they decorate their studio is that they have the Murphy bed,
Mhm,
okay, and then they have, for example, if the studio have high enough seating, they can have like they can have like some kind of bed out there, and then a study space on below the bed,
mhm,
to ensure that they're going to use it efficiently. I think as long as you're able to use it efficiently, there's no problem on this on using the studio, on having a
mhm.
studio. Um, I think it's a little bit over to say that studio is like a jail. Okay, because at the end of the day, I foresee that many people coming across from across the world to Canada in their next 5 or 6 years is going to live in the studio, right?
Mhm.
And studio can be used. The space in studio can be used efficiently if you really spend time and thought about it.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that's my answer.
Um, the next question is uh, from Iris Leung. Do you think the houses are currently overvalued right now? I think properties in general.
Okay, okay. I think it's more expensive compared to what it was yesterday. Okay. If you compare to what happened a few years ago, obviously it's going to be more expensive. But then, if we're going to compare Toronto with everywhere else around the world, okay, a city that have relatively the similar economic output, population growth, I don't think our housing price is really overvalued. Yeah. Let's just use Vancouver as an example, okay? And that's where you're coming from.
Mhm,
Uh, Vancouver average house for Vancouver right now is 1.4 million, and we are on 1.1 million.
mhm.
So I think there is some gap, and until we caught up with Vancouver, then we might have a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I will say this though, Vancouver is it is overvalued, that's for sure. The land is worth multiple times more than the actual structure itself on top of it. So in my opinion, yeah, I hope Toronto never gets there, but everything to each
But
their
I
own.
think it's a matter of time, because if you look at the overall population growth in Toronto, the economic growth in Toronto, the uh, the the type of people coming into Toronto and the age pyramid for Toronto is way better than Vancouver. No offense to people from Vancouver though. Like Vancouver is facing like aging population, but Toronto did not. We have
Agreed.
most of our population that is in between 25 to 40 years old. Okay, and also when immigrant, the first thing about immigrant coming in is obviously it's not obviously looking for jobs. Okay,
Mhm.
so where are they going to head into? Toronto is the place to go. But I love Vancouver though, like because with all the nature, mountain and everything.
Mhm. No, that's fair. Okay. I do have a question from Teddy Yang. I can't see Ontario prices dropping this year or the next. Why should I consider Toronto? If not, where else can I purchase?
Why? So she's asking why should I consider Toronto?
Yeah, I see. She's asking. I can't see Ontario prices dropping this year or the next year.
Okay.
So why should she consider Toronto? If not in Toronto, where else should I invest or purchase?
Well, there are a lot of places around the GTA that you can purchase, right? I will say within the GTA, but don't go a little bit too far. You can, I think, Barrie is a good place to purchase. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
given the late nature and given the fact that people are working from home. Other than Barry, you can think about something in maybe Waterloo. Okay, because in the near future we'll see a huge, we anticipate a huge pop like huge tech mm, immigrant coming into Toronto, and Waterloo being one of the top university that is
Mm-hmm.
producing tech talent. Obviously, will attract a lot of tech company to go into it. Yeah.
Okay. So you're basically saying invest. You're basically trying to say find a place that has potential future or potential growth, like Waterloo.
Yeah, like Waterloo. And when it comes to investing, I myself is a big fan of master plan, and I reiterate so many times in my previous video. So you want to have something that have a master plan going on. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want to invest in somewhere you don't want, because when it comes to purchasing for investment, you don't want to look at what happened now. You want to look at what happened 5 years later.
No, that's fair. That's a fair statement. Okay. This one's from Kevin. There are so many empty rentals right now. Is it safe to purchase or to invest or to do anything real estate?
There are so many vacant rental in downtown right now. Yes, I admit that. Uh, 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 is I think he referred to downtown, right? Because basically, if you are talking about
He doesn't
uh,
say. Just
a low rise in Stouffville, just a week ago, I was renting out a unit in Stouffville that was a semi-detached, and originally the tenant's paying like 2,400. Now he's paying like $3,000. Now the
mm,
new tenant have to pay $3,000, and the landlord was extremely happy. And then within one day, we have 5 or 6 offers coming in.
yeah. Kevin says yes downtown. Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I think downtown. So if you're talking about downtown, is that um, mm, how can I put it? Okay, so for downtown, uh, 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 I think the synergy in downtown is still there. Okay, with all the tech company opening up their office. Okay, with and and people live in downtown not just because of work, because of the synergy there, because of the convenience. They can hop into the bar, and it's perfect for young professional. And if you look at the type of people that's coming into Toronto right now, we're not looking for 40 year 50 years old with a lot of money coming in. We're looking for talent. We're looking for something, some uh, a guy that is like Ben, okay, 25 years old, okay, a lot of talent, okay, a lot of skills, okay, and then we're and they all need a place to live, okay, and downtown will basically one of the best place for them because of the fact that they are able to mingle. And for those of you who are single, it's important that you guys can meet your significant other and have more opportunity to know your significant others, right? So downtown have its attractiveness at the end of the day, yeah, due to the convenience.
Um,
I'll just give you
Before
an
I wrap
example.
this up,
How about this? I'll
yeah.
just give you an example, okay?
Alright.
Because I assume that everyone uses Tinder nowadays, okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is not something that is outside the box or anything. It's just a
Mhm,
typical
mhm,
needs that we need. Okay,
mhm,
all of us need a significant other in order to live. So
mhm.
let's just assume that we're using Tinders nowadays. If you live in suburban, if you live in Barrie, for example, there won't be a lot of choice for you. Okay, but if you live in downtown, if you just swipe it, okay, there will be a lot of choice for you. And Ben,
Mhm.
admit it, you use Tinder as well.
I do. I do. I'm currently single as of right now.
Yes, yes. So do you think it's a lot easier to use in downtown compared to use
I
it
have
in,
no idea. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's something I
but
apologize.
from what
Maybe,
I know is a lot
probably.
from what I know is a lot easier. Okay.
I can
And
see that happening, I'm sure, but I only live in populated areas, so to be honest, I can't really say for the other end. But I can see where you're going because that is very logical. It obviously is based on location and density.
yes, I know. So also, we're not okay. Obviously, knowing your significant others is important, but you want to have the synergy. So what I mean is that you want to get out and network when you're 25 years old. You want to get out and network and know their and expand your network as much as possible. And downtown
Very
have
fair.
all this type of event that allow you to network,
Mhm.
right? So I think that's important. Yeah.
Okay, just I guess Jordan W. Just one more question, I guess, before we wrap this up. I don't know if this is a little bit more
From your
controversial.
smile, I know that it's not something that's good.
No, no, not really. But I think you can do it. This is from Jordan W.
Okay.
You're just a crazy realtor trying to scam parents to get them to purchase for their kids. You really think people should take loans in the pandemic, during a pandemic, to buy a property right now?
Okay. I think I'll just break it up to every single word that he said, and then try to answer every single of the sentence. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, how come he think that I'm a crazy realtor? Okay, and how come he think that I'm scamming? Okay. Uh, uh, um, Obviously, like as I mentioned before, uh, if you are taking out the loan from your credit card, it's not something that I'm suggesting. Okay, and if you're taking off money from your home equity line of credit, which has an interest rate of like 2 or 3%, basically it's lower than the inflation,
Mhm.
okay, or the inflation of housing prices. Then I don't see why not taking out the loan to to s- to I don't see why not taking out the loan to help your kids to buy properties. Okay, when your home equity line of credit is only like 2 or 3%, and I think the fact that you just have to imagine, like I become a dad and I'm 35 years old right now. I will be 35 next week, and I become a dad like years ago. I think if I always imagine if my parents are able to buy like 2 or 3 houses for me, then I can retire from now. But again, like I mentioned so many times, you want to have enough for them to do everything, but you don't want to have enough for them to do nothing. So
Mhm.
I don't see how is that scamming when like hundreds of people are buying off properties for their children. Okay, because we all know that housing prices is going to be increased. Look at what happened 20 years ago. The average price for freehold detached is only like 250,000. Now it becomes 1.17. Okay, and the fact that he is saying that I'm a crazy realtor is a little bit too off. Okay, I think it's time for him to show some respect.
Agreed. Very much agreed.
Okay, yep.
Okay, awesome. So I think this is all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and coming to Ringo's YouTube channel. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming.
just remember to give us a like and subscribe. Okay, we are not trying to scam you to buy a property from me. We're just coming out and to give out some advice. But then we need like and subscribe. That's it, and share to your friends if you can.
Okay, awesome.
All right,
All right. Thank you so much,
all right. Thank
everyone.
you so much. I'll talk
Bye-bye.
to you later. Bye bye.